Welcome to the Salt Circle Podcast. My name is Hank. With me, as always, is Ben.
Yo.
Hey.
What's up?
How's it going? I've just been, standing in my toilet, maniacally laughing, waiting for us to record again.
Sounds like you'd be rough on your voice.
So it goes.
For anyone who didn't get the reference. Thinking maybe Hank just stands in his toilet doing Hank stuff. No. Let's go back farther. We did our episode where I watched the first tidbits of various shows. One of those shows.
Various animated shows.
Yeah. Cartoons, if you will. American anime. And one of those... Amerime. Ugh. Don't like that.
Cursed.
Yeah, one of those was... people really into like American animation, like do you call them freeaboos? I'll be here all week. One of those shows was Invader Zim, and of those shows, that is the first one that I have completed, and we're doing some of the other ones we might like bunch them up, like do two of them or maybe all other three. I don't know, but we're playing it by ear. So this one gets its own episode, which I'm happy for. I think there's plenty to say.
Hell yeah.
The first of which being like I've never encountered something so decidedly serial unfriendly and also kept watching it.
Oh, there is some very cursed stuff that happens.
I don't know if I know I've talked about it before. I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast. A long time ago, in a podcast far away, Peter tried to convince me to watch, I think it's a Canadian show, What's with Andy? And theme song was pretty good. Art style was pretty choice. Sort of had like a Weekenders vibe going for it, if you can imagine. And of course, like, given that it's a cartoon, it was sort of like that sort of Saturday morning vibe, so everything's just episodic. So we picked a good one for me to watch. And that episode was called Gooey Chewy. And they tried to fit as many marshmallows in their mouth as they could. So the entire episode was like people talking with their mouth full and showing like this white goo like dripping out of their mouth all the time and like drooling and stuff. I was out. I've never revisited that show. And I mean, we're not doing that podcast anymore, so they're related. Yeah. Fast forward to 2020. And I watch a small green person, like, I don't know the right words in English to describe a small green person stuffed with human organs and like waddling around.
Organs. He's so healthy.
It was so incredibly cursed. That was like, I think that's still peak, like for that show, like serial unfriendliness. That is, I think it's decidedly peak for me. I actually felt like nauseous watching it, but I couldn't look away. It was like watching someone die in a YouTube video. Like, you know that you're wrong. You know that what you're doing, like, God is frowning, but here I am. Ugh.
I think Bloaties gets to me more.
What is Bloaties?
That's like the Chuck E. Cheese knockoff, the pizza place.
Oh, yeah. A lot of that universe is cursed as fuck.
Yeah. I think that's the one that gets to me more. The organs thing it's amazing.
I mean, it's great. Like the fact that the end justifies it is perfect.
I just love like people. The nurse inspector is like, oh, it's got so many organs.
You're so
It's
healthy.
so healthy.
Yeah.
I love how stupid everyone is.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah. And actually, that's a good point. Normally, that is a huge turnoff for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest offender that I can think of for stuff that I've seen, Parks and Rec. Just really, to me, I was just so pissed off by the end of that show. Like the main cast kept me going, but goddamn, like I hate that trope generally, where everybody is just beyond stupid, and there's like one rational person who's like, "Hey, maybe it's this totally normal, rational thing that in reality would be just fine," and everyone's like, "No, it's this crazy." Like, ugh. But this, just the way it was. Maybe it's because it's like animated, and everything else is just dumb as hell. Like.
And
It
like
worked.
no one's rational.
Yeah,
There's no like
everyone's just
because it's like, oh, Dib, you're right, but also you're annoying. So fuck you. Like there's just like a disdain people have for him just because they don't like him.
yeah, dude. I mean, I guess like I presumably we're just gonna continue skipping around.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite bits in the show, like it lasts throughout. It starts in the show and then carries forward. Like how big his head is, and then randomly in the movie, Gaz is like, "Dude, why does your head look so big on TV?" And it cuts, and his head is fucking giant on the television screen. It's so good. It's unbelievably amazing. Like that. I was so happy with the film. Was it? It had to be well received, right? Like, were people a fan?
I haven't heard anyone talk about it. I just know I loved it.
Yeah.
And I haven't, like, literally one of the reasons I wanted to do this because I haven't had anyone to talk to about it with.
That movie is real solid. I think
It's fucking great. Like the
how,
more I've thought about it, it's fucking really good.
yeah, dude. How I honestly forget when did it go, or when canceled, stopped? When did the show stop airing? Like what was the gap between the end and the movie?
So the show ended in like 2006. And then the movie was last year. So, 13 years and it feels like not a long time
Yeah.
considering like how well they recaptured the voice.
Oh yeah, no, everything was really spot on. In my curiosity with like how it was received by former fans, I did see people, like some people were upset that they actually like made Gaz have a bit of a personality. And like some people didn't like what they did to Gaz, and then I can't think of his name. Their dad. But like,
Professor Membrane.
yeah. But that was fucking great. Like when he has robot arms and just fucking kamehamehas the robots.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get Zim like, Maria. Fucking great. Like it was such a perfect balance of like the same stupid jokes but doing more, if that makes sense. Yeah, no, that I think the movie for me is like it's a nice shining capstone. It felt really good.
Yeah. Yeah, going back and watching some of the shows, like, oh yeah, this movie is just a little bit better. Like, it's just a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously the animation's better because it's a movie budget and it's widescreen.
Mm-hmm.
And they do good stuff with it.
Oh, I don't know how to describe Neckbeard Dib. Absurdly cursed. That was he was an I have never met someone who isn't cereal friendly, but I hope never to in real life. That was just
It's more chair than man.
oh. I don't like to literally describe someone as chunky, but that's what he was. Like there were chunks.
Oh, just all that gross eye goop. And,
It's so bad. It's so fucking terrible.
ugh. Ugh. I just love how that movie, it's like, we know what the coolest thing is, and we'll, like, almost do it, but really, we're only doing the cool thing to make a joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about eventually undercutting everything.
Mm-hmm. Man.
Like, fucking phase 2.
Yeah. Jesus. That was such a perfect ending. Like the exact same shtick. My real plan was to capture this, what was it, like the clown like statue?
Yeah. A sad puppy clown.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect ending. Couldn't have gone any other way.
Yeah, man. Him is good at, rolling with it. Moving on to the next thing. Finding his victory.
A perpetual optimist.
Yes.
I do think, like, for the show, my only beef is that I was hoping the yelling would die down even a little more than it did.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, but like
It doesn't.
Whatever. It's still very good.
I mean, that was the thing that kept me away from it at first. Was
Yeah.
it's just like a lot of yelling. And yes, it's a lot of yelling.
Mhm.
Admittedly. But, there's a lot of good stuff in there too.
Yeah. I mean, as I said after the first like the sampler episodes,
Yeah.
I really understand a lot of people in my life better. Like, this makes perfect sense why you have like a Gur t-shirt, keychain, hat, scarf, backpack, like outfit. I get it. You're that person. You're Gur.
Yeah.
You're a girl. They were all girls. Don't know why.
Gur is so gross.
You don't like Gur?
No, I like Gur, but he's just
he gross?
disgusting constantly.
How is he disgusting?
He's like his thing with food. And,
Oh, you don't like. See, yeah, okay. I see that. I was fine with him. He never got into weird territory for me. I also liked they didn't do it. Oh, maybe they did it often. I don't know. The whole thing is like a blur to me, even though I just watched
That's
it.
fair.
But I like how they did. Like we're gonna like the organs episode, right? Like he's just fucking filled with organs at the end, and like everybody is accusing Dib of like all this random shit, and then he has like the toy in his chest or whatever, and then it just ends in like the next episode. It's just unacknowledged and basically didn't happen.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that in a show, and I mean, of course, it probably happens a lot, but normally I'm used to it being like basic shit, right? Like, oh, this episode of Recess, like this thing happened, but it doesn't actually, it doesn't end on a note where it would affect the next episode, probably, unless they specifically went out of their way. But like in Zim, they're just like, yo, this really crazy shit happened that would be like life changing for everyone. Nah. Reset. Smash the reset button. It's good. I like it.
yeah, I mean that was the standard at the time, really, for kids cartoons. It was
Yeah.
more, but it's like honestly interesting to me, like how the show both does that and then starts building like its own mythology, like the stuff with
Yeah.
Tack.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I actually really like that, where it can say we can do whatever, it doesn't matter, but also if we want to build something, we can. Like if we want to just have like these things add up, and that's cool too. Like you can have it. It gets to have it both ways.
Yeah, and I think
Or we can not build up to something, and then you get Mini Moose. It's just amazing.
I fucking thought I'd miss something. Like that's a bad thing for people like me. Cuz I'm like, did I miss something? Like I know I'm
It's my other sidekick. Yep.
like
Been
I
with
know
me
I'm
the whole time.
I know I'm stupid, so like this could be on me. Like
Technically, you did miss something, because I think they were like making an episode. They were gonna have an episode that introduced Mini Moose. They just never got to make it.
yeah. That and then
Instead, it's like one of my favorite jokes. It's like Poochie, but if it were good.
wasn't there going to be a thing with like the tallest were going to be short also? Like cuz
Maybe.
clearly they're just like little invaders stuck in a little pod on top of a thing.
Maybe.
I think I read that.
They have arms.
Yeah, but they're like
Sounds like a classic thing, but yeah, but it's never a thing.
yeah.
It does
Well,
seem
yeah,
it
yeah.
is like an obvious thing you would do, but
Yeah. But that
It doesn't.
running out of time.
or like it's just unnecessary. Like
Mhm.
you don't need to also make them short. It's just like that extra layer of irony isn't actually like important. They're so stupid.
Yeah, yeah. I mean in the
I love
movie.
what they're doing in the movie, where they're just it's gotta go straight.
Oh, look at him. He wants to turn. Unreal. Like it was so good. Yeah. Even
Yeah.
to the I mean, I respected them. Like
Yeah, man, they had a vision.
the fact I was really expecting them like at the very end to be like freaking out, but no, they just like slurping on their soft drink, like being smug, and then boop, 10 out of 10.
And they're in the fire dimension, where everything's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
fire.
the random, yeah. Well, then, shit, I forget what actually happened to cause like Zim and other people to like go through all the dimensions and shit.
They're like falling. It's like as they're falling into the Florpus.
Right. Ah, yeah,
Before they,
as they're getting
teleport
closer
out.
and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was great. Like I like bits like that. Like the
Yeah,
different
I mean that was a
random
great
styles.
bit of like also just showing off the animation.
Yeah,
All the
yeah.
styles they go through.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your highlight of the movie
Of the movie,
or of the show? Of both, I guess.
I really liked the Christmas episode.
Okay. Like the last one.
Like that was like that was my favorite thing of Invader. That's my favorite episode of the show.
Okay.
I just love that. I love like all the little bits. Like Santa lives on in the hearts and minds of us all. No, in space, gathering power.
That's a fucking great line. It's so good. Gathering power.
And also when like that's it, when he picks up the kid and just puts them under the bed, and tucks them in. So good. I love the Easter platypus.
Easter platypus is real good, and people just like accept it.
Yeah,
I mean, it is an upgrade.
Easter shrimp for you all.
Yeah, Easter shrimp. It's kind of a. I like
love
shrimp.
Mini Moose.
Mini
Yeah.
Moose is good.
Minnie Moose is just. Oh, I love when like Minnie Moose comes back at the end of the movie, and you just like hear a car driving up.
It's pretty good.
It's like, oh, I can't stay mad at you. I don't know. I just love. Honestly, my favorite thing is when Zim is actually enacting a plan and it's like working.
Yeah. When the crazy bullshit
Because
is
he's
paying off.
yeah, because he's like an idiot. He's an idiot, but he's good at certain things. It's just what his end goal. He's not. He can't ever pull off the thing he intends to pull off. He's just gonna pull off something much smaller, but it makes him happy, you know.
Yeah.
He finds his own victories.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just think like that's when the show is at its best for me, because then that's like he's very good at doing the plot machinations of just crazy shit happening, and then like everything falls apart, and that's fun to watch
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. How that all plays out, because he's gonna fuck it up somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good. Like, I guess I wonder. I assume like 99.9% of people watching were rooting for Zim. I wonder if people. There has to be people out there who are like, I want Dib to win. They're wrong, but like they have to exist.
It's not really about winning.
Eh, yeah, I mean, ultimately.
Like, it's like, it's Dib's right, but also he sucks.
Man, the
Honestly, Gaz should win is like the true answer.
yeah, that's yeah. Um, I forget the over when Zim is fucking around with time travel and he's like throwing all the ducks into the past.
Yeah.
That's real good. Dib just getting fucked up. I wasn't always like this, but I was.
I really like when they pilot the planets.
Yeah, that's really good. They're just driving them.
That's just a good time.
A complete disregard for gravitational laws. And it's perfect.
Hell yeah. Also, it's just crazy to me that this was just airing on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
to
like it's
SpongeBob.
yeah. Like this is like a Nick at Night show, right?
Or like
something or
Teen Nick.
yeah.
It's like, it's like, I don't know. It's not like that much more. Like SpongeBob can be cursed too. It's not
Well,
beat around it.
I think
But like, and
later
Ren and
SpongeBob.
Stimpy,
Oh,
which
Ren
is
and
like
Stimpy.
what SpongeBob's kind of like following in the footsteps of, could
Well,
be super cursed.
It became that.
Yeah.
Because I think, yeah. I think we've talked about this. Like some of the writers from Ren and Stimpy
Yeah.
joined or whatever.
Yeah. It would do that thing of like doing that Ren and Stimpy would do of like the super detailed drawing. It's a nightmare.
Yeah,
Like someone's, when you look at their true face.
And it got worse with that over time. Squidward's toenail. It's no good.
That's some Family Guy shit, honestly.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, Invader Zim also, like, most of the episodes are written by its creator, Jonan Vasquez. Like, you can feel that like main voice, like it's his show to a large extent.
Which is good.
Like, which is like how the movie works so well, because like he just wrote that. Like it's definitely his baby. And like he did a comic before this called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, which is much more adult and just dark and fucked up. Like this is actually like the mainstream version of him. So, which is honestly I like better. Invader Zim is better than that comic.
Yeah.
But it is one of those things of like he has that, Justin Roiland gene in him, but somehow he was able to bring structure to it himself too.
Yeah, yeah.
To create a kids show.
Kids show.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just a nice. Yeah, the big thing is like how it's like a kid show where the world is terrible. It's like you live in a nightmare, children. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Again, like I had seen one thing from Invader Zim before like starting it with you, and it stuck with me all these years. That it's when he looks into the sun and his eyes like bug out. I don't think it traumatized me, but I remember it.
Uh-huh.
It was wild. Thank God I didn't see the other stuff. Could you imagine if I saw like the organs episode back? I would have eaten like that. Would have been life altering.
Like it's just also it's got Gurr. It's got the thing for kids to latch onto.
Yeah, yeah. A little silly.
Pure innocent joy.
The Olaf of the show.
Yeah, except good.
Ugh.
He sings good songs.
That's true. His the Christmas episode, that's the movie? Is it the movie or the Christmas episode? No, it's
He
the
has
movie.
a song in both. He has different songs.
Which is the linking hands thing. That's the movie,
Linking
right?
Hands is the movie.
Movie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's what they get the power to warp with.
Weirdest thing is, Invader Zim was the second movie from that year to reference Hands Across America.
Really? What was the other
'Cause
one?
Get Us, Jordan Peele's horror movie. It was like a big Hands Across America reference.
Gotcha.
That, and through that for whatever reason.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Also, I love the Band-Aid on the planet Earth. That's
It's-
just a good touch.
yeah, ridiculous. It's just so good. Like, it's such a hard spot for me when it comes to I don't know, like LOL, I'm so random type of things. I actually can't think of like maybe not even SpongeBob. See, at least like when I watched it very early on, it didn't seem that way. I don't know if there's something I've watched that is as deep into that territory as Zim is, and I mean it's still great. Like that's why it's impressive. Yeah, it's a like
Yeah, because it's one of those things. It's like it's either funny or it's not.
yeah.
So it's definitely like I could say like it's stupid, but sometimes that's just all comedy is like the sounds come together in a way that's funny.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. I do.
It's hard to like say there are rules strictly to it.
I do
than that.
like watch the show, watch the film. I could go for a little bit more. Not a lot. I don't want 10 seasons of this shit, but like I could do some more, you know? Like I don't know what form that would be in that doesn't just immediately ruin it. But like I don't know. I'm not quite full. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely it was wanted more. It's one of those I'm like, I I wish they had been able to make a little bit more, but honestly, it's still the thing of like, I'm amazed they got to make as much as they did on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely one of those. Like that was like the outlier, and then Avatar: The Last Airbender was an outlier in a different way of being really
Oh,
good though. Also,
now I just want to do a second Airbender episode.
yeah. The other thing I want to talk about with the movie is I when you're doing like a revival thing, it's so easy for those to get like a little too masturbatory
Oh
or
yeah.
cute with like being self-congratulatory, and I think this Invader Zim Enter the Florpus does a really good job of not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I like the way they explain the break is just Zim's been standing in his toilet maniacally laughing, waiting for him to go crazy because he's just not there. Like, just it's a good bit, but it doesn't build to anything either. It's
Yeah.
just also, it's like so. It just hits that right beat of being dramatic and planned and completely inane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's what was most surprising to me about again about watching the film, like just how it didn't feel much like I was skipping like 13 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah, the animation of course, like Gaz being more than a evil presence, that sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so spot on. Like
Yeah.
I
And like
I
all the voice actors sound the same.
dude, yeah, it
Like
was like it was
they did a
perfect.
good job recapturing
I guess
those
that's the other
voices.
thing, like going in, because I mean I could have checked, but I'm just not that type
Yeah.
of person. So I was like going in like
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they got the original, like everybody back. Sure enough, or good enough that I still didn't look, obviously, but like they could have all
Yeah.
different people who just mimicked it perfectly. I don't know.
Pretty sure. Like I don't think they got everyone, but they got like the big ones. From what I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, the important ones. I also was like kind of, I mean, my curiosity going in, like, of course, I read like the little blurb, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
Zim has been gone for months. Like, what has he been up to? And just standing in the toilet. It's great.
Laughing.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty unreal. Like, I love that it works. I love that they can do that. It's like, yeah, that checks out. Like, it's just fucking dumb. And it's amazing. Can you imagine if another, like, trying to write that off at another show, like, where have you been all this time? I was just chilling, dude. Like, there's so many ways it could have just been stupid. And it was.
Yeah.
But, ugh, so good. And then, like,
Yeah.
that feeling of, not completion. What's the word I'm looking for? That feeling of, like, yeah, this movie is going to be great. Immediately overridden by Curse Dib. Chair Dib. Chunky chair dib. Oh no.
Euphoria gives way to despair.
I mean that's they're used to giving you the 1-2 punch. Man, that was funny. Oh, that's disgusting. I'm gonna throw up.
Just bright-eyed, big smile,
Bowl of
and then
cereal.
suddenly sunken eyes,
Cereal bowl is tipped over.
big frown. It's like right as you're like picking it up, right as you're about to take a bite.
Ugh. Yeah, this was
Muscular dib when
muscular
he goes
dib.
too far working out.
Yeah. Also one of the few animated shows where like I mean, you mentioned it before, but like all of the food looks inedible.
No, food is a nightmare in Invader Zim. Always.
Yeah. That pizza place, though.
Yeah, man. There's too much, like, people just wanting to put food on their body. It's no
Yeah.
good. No good.
You don't like putting food on your body though. How do you eat? It enhances the experience.
Ugh.
When you're having cereal, don't like to let a little cereal like dribble onto yourself. So you can slowly become one with the soggy Cheerios.
No. I also don't like pudding in my cereal. I realized we didn't talk about fucking Professor Membrane clone.
Yeah. That was pretty great.
He was perfect, except I could never get him to make pudding the way you like. Yeah, he was like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was great. I'm so sick of pudding. It wasn't that like an absurdly long time too, like when they were dealing with it, like wasn't it a year or something stupid like that? Like they'd been eating pudding for so long.
I think it was one of those, like, it feels like forever, but it might also have not been very long at all.
I mean, I could go either way. If someone told me that they spent 3 years eating pudding and being locked in the house, like, I'd buy it. Well, Zim is just laughing on his cashew fire throne.
That's a good throne, though.
It is pretty good.
Flaming peanuts.
Flaming. Oh, right. Flaming peanuts. Sorry.
It's the peanut button and the flame button.
Yeah.
Fucked it up. They weren't set up correctly.
I mean, dude, sometimes you get your wires crossed. And, like, peanuts are fire, metaphorically. Like, it's difficult sometimes. Have you ever programmed a fire peanut throne? I don't think so. Give the guy a break.
Look, I just appreciate that Zim always, like, expects the best from Gur.
Yeah. You never, like... yeah. Like, very...
Just like,
again, like, he's very...
Gur, do this. I'm sure he'll be able to do it. And Gur is never able to do it.
Yeah, but sometimes he, like, partially does it, and we get a little song about it.
He tries. Look, man.
Yeah, he tries. It's like Zim. He tries. Yeah, bud. Is there, like... I mean, you said his name earlier and I totally forgot it already. Has the creator like done anything since, like more shows or something? Or has he like, I don't know. I could respect him for just like dipping out
of it
after peaking.
Yeah. He not really. Not really. Not anything big.
Okay.
He wrote an episode of Bravest Warriors. That's like the thing I know what Bravest Warriors is, because that was another thing created by Pendleton Ward, who created Adventure Time.
Okay.
And I read the comic of that for a while, because it was written by a guy who did a webcomic I liked.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I don't know that I even saw that episode.
I mean, I don't even know.
I liked the comic more than I liked the show for Bravest Warriors for whatever reason.
Bravest Warriors. Do I even know what this is? I have no idea what this is at all. Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
It's just Adventure Time, but different.
It's not that like Adventure Time.
But the art style is Adventure Time.
I mean, it's Pendleton Ward, so
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, you should have. How did I not know this existed? Like, Marceline is a main character, apparently. I've literally never. How have I not seen this? When did it start? Or when did it come about into existence?
Started 2009. Well, was the one the pilot was in. Then it be. So part of the reason is it wasn't on TV. It was a web show.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I feel a little less bad now.
So it was, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is where you watched it. Like it was a Nicktoons pilot that they didn't pick up, basically.
I see.
And then Cartoon Hangover did it as a web show. It started in 2012. Oh, I didn't know fucking Tom King worked on this.
Yeah, this is kind of, I like, somehow literally none of this is familiar to me. Wild.
Oh, it's neat seeing Tom King worked on it because he wrote the best comic I've read in recent years.
Which comic is that?
Mr. Miracle.
Okay. No idea what that is.
I might make you read it at some point, but
Make me read it. Excuse you? Nobody makes me do anything. If you even wanted,
suggest and ask if you wanted to read it.
if you even want a chance of me reading it, you'll have to go through the effort of putting it on the Salt Circle upcoming document. That's the only thing I listen to. Can't ignore that.
Hold on, I can show you a page of it, and then you'll probably be all in. Nope. There. Okay. I know I have this saved somewhere. Oh god.
All that scrolling.
Yeah, man. Here.
Oh boy. Yeah, there it is.
He can always escape. It's all 9-panel grids also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
is
actually
a thing.
think it's the best DC comic ever. It's my favorite DC comic. I was very impressed by it.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, is it like
the thing I've heard someone else describe it as. Watchmen was impressive, when it came out, like, whatever, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Mr. Miracle was impressive right now.
Okay.
Kind of
Is
thing.
it finished or is it ongoing?
No, it's done.
Okay.
It is. It was a 12-issue series.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm down. Absolutely down. I mean, my big thing lately is that I had posted in the Discord that wait. I'm going to double check something before I sound like an idiot. Yeah, that's right. I'm learning.
Nice.
I mean, presumably it's the same person. Charles Soule is writing that Star Wars novel. And I am pumped.
Nice.
I still actually have not finished Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith. So it is done, I believe. I think.
Possibly. I don't know. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
It concluded with
Runs don't last that long these days.
concluded in 2018.
Oh, 2018.
That doesn't. That's right. Huh. Have we been doing the podcast that long?
We've been doing this. I think we started in 2017.
That's wild. Damn.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that, but then I looked at the episode list. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, man. The hell of a thing. Well, let's see. What of that Darth Vader thing did we go through? We just went through volume 1. Damn.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Rip.
So it goes, man.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll buy the comics and then not read them.
Oh.
That
you could just, subscribe to Marvel Unlimited for a month and then read all of them.
Oh, that'd be weighty. I mean, I'm in Russia now, so I've been thinking about getting any media the Russian way.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of amazing. There was a book. I didn't want to read the full thing. I just wanted to get like a little preview to see how it was written. And on the Russian equivalent of Facebook, VK, there's just like groups, like just straight up groups that are like, here's this, here's this, here's this. Just up like I think the group was literally like fantasy novels something. Like it sounded like the worst clickbait, but it's there. Like it's legit.
Yeah.
Kind of wild. Yeah. Are there any...
Generally, Russians don't have the hang-ups about piracy that Americans do.
Not at all. I mean, some of my students, very, very professional, like white-collar jobs. Lawyers, some of them. Dude's like, I have a 16 terabyte media server. I'm like, okay, well, I was not expecting that, but here we are.
Huh.
There was like a paid channel you could get on TV for a while. It was like $10 a month, and it had like every show in existence, like just for you to check out. It was wild.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of comics, was there ever any like Zim comics, or was that just limited to the show? I think there was like a video game or something. I recall there being a video game. I don't know if it was good.
Well, I know the Invader Zim characters were in Nicktoons Baseball, which I have.
Hell
played.
yeah.
I don't think I own it. I think my friend owns it.
Oh, not a real fan then.
That's how I played it. Also had Avatar characters in it. So,
Ooh.
I mean... Gaz versus Sokka. I know. Was Sokka in it? Sokka might not have been in it. Might have just been like Katara and Aang. And I don't remember. Nicktoons Baseball. Now I have to look it up. I have to know the roster.
Nicktoons MLB.
The hilarious thing about that game is that it has Nicktoons characters and actual baseball players in it too.
Was it?
It was on the Wii.
Okay, yeah. I found it. Oh yeah, Aang, Katara, Toph, Zuko. No Sokka.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Because he doesn't have powers,
Zim.
man. They had like special powers.
Oh, okay. A boomerang is a power. It just had Zim. Oh, Zim and Gaz.
Yeah, Gaz. And
Wow, that cover is a fever dream. Just just like the baseball players with like SpongeBob and Aang. Jesus. This got released?
wild. Yeah, man, this is a
Oh,
real game that happened.
Shit. The 3DS version has 2 additional characters.
Oh, there's also a 360 version.
Jimmy Neutron and Hero Mighty Paw from Monkey Quest. Unreal. That's actually unbelievable.
Look, man, the only game with Powdered Toast Man and the Flying Dutchman.
Ugh. Oh, wait. You could get it as
And
a
Zuko.
Connect. You could get it Connect. You could get the Connect version. That's unreal. Yeah,
Oh, is that what the 360 version was?
I guess, or an option.
Uh,
It is
I
by
guess, yeah.
far no means a real MLB title.
What the fuck does that mean?
How dare they?
How dare they?
Yeah, it's weird. That's just very odd.
It was fun. I had fun playing it. As you know, an
Yeah.
okay baseball game with some cartoon powers.
Yeah.
Honestly, just the fact that it has actual MLB players in it alongside all those Nicktoons characters.
That's pretty good.
And I mean, the big point at the time was like, this is a baseball game with characters from Avatar. I'm in.
Yeah. I mean, they should have just, like, imagine just a full baseball game of Avatar characters.
Yeah, but that doesn't have SpongeBob in it, and you need this thing to sell. You need to rake in that cash.
I mean, that's why
Honestly,
they're doing
SpongeBob should be bigger on the box art.
Yeah, true. I mean, they're doing the Battle for Bikini Bottom remake. They know what's good.
Yeah. They know people who grew up with SpongeBob are now old enough to buy nostalgia games.
Yeah.
It's old enough.
Hopefully. Yeah, man.
They've run out of other things to remake, so
I mean,
gotta remake something.
yeah. Man, I remember I was little enough. I had to get a tooth. I think it was before I had braces. There was like one baby tooth that wasn't quite coming out on its own, so they had to pull it. And like, it wasn't even like really close apparently, because like the root was still attached. And my dad, he drove me to the dentist, and on the way back, like I'm a little bit miserable. You know, I'm drugged up, but like I'm not exactly thrilled. And
Yeah.
he pulls into Target, which is like right next to the dentist's office. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, I thought we were going home. He's like, the entire lower half of your body like shook when they pulled the tooth out. Like, I think the tooth fairy is getting a skip on this one, and you can pick something out. I'm like, okay, sweet. I picked out like one of those plug and play games for TV, and it was SpongeBob, and like the base was his face, and his nose was the joystick. It was a hell of a time.
I think maybe you should have been able to pick out something when you weren't out of your mind.
Oh, I was stone cold sober. Yeah, I don't know. I remember like everybody played it a little bit, like except my mom, but there was like one game that my dad could play. So, you know, we got our SpongeBob video fix.
Fair enough. Were they like
Wild.
8-bit games or?
I mean like 16-bit probably. Probably. SpongeBob.
Now I have to go look up this SpongeBob plug and play thing.
Oh, it's the first thing that shows up, bud. Hell yeah. I don't know if there were different releases. I think 2000, the one from like 2003 or whatever. 2004. I don't recognize these. Did I just not play like any? There was only like 2 games on it that we played.
Okay, this game's just Bad Breakout. Got it.
Sounds right.
This is a bad space shooter.
I think the space shooter was the one we played. I don't know. Yeah, it was
like,
it was a thing.
Yeah. I don't even know what game Patrick is.
Like a little maze game or something.
Oh, there's a little Donkey Kong knockoff. Oh, there goes the garbage truck.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that it was a. I mean, the big takeaway is joystick knows.
That's fair. Got your nose.
Firmly
Classic.
grasp it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's a podcast.
Yeah.
Invader Zim is good.
Invader Zim is very good. SpongeBob plug and play games are less good. As one might expect.
So you can email us saltcirclepodcast@gmail.com. And again, as I say this, I feel compelled to check. Do we have any new emails? Probably not. No. Salt Circle Pod on Twitter, Salt Circle Podcast, Google, Stitcher, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify. And you can find our episodes hosted at anchor.fm/saltcircle, and I'm on Twitter at Comic Panels.
Thought you forgot your Twitter handle for a second there.
For some reason, I wanted to say your Twitter handle. I don't know why.
Well, I'm on Twitter at bean_LP.
Yeah, I don't know why my brain wanted to say that. And it's like, no, stop. Bad brain.
That's great.